All right, hold on. Ah, Chapter 13. Let us therefore pass over the rules for speaking the Latin tongue in its purity, which the teaching given to children conveys, which refined knowledge and the method in study or the habit of daily and domestic conversation cherishes, and which books and the reading of the ancient orators and poets confirm. Nor let us dwell long upon that other point, so as to discuss by what means we may succeed in making what we say understood, an object which we shall doubtless effect by speaking good Latin, adopting words in common use, and such as aptly express what we wish to communicate or explain without any ambiguous word or phrase, not making our sentences too long, not making our observations as are drawn from other subjects for the sake of comparison, too prolix, avoiding all incoherency of thought, reversion of the order of time, all confusion of persons, all irregularity of arrangement, whatever. In short, the whole matter is so easy that it often appears astonishing to me that what the advocate would express should be more difficult to understand than he who employs the advocate would be if he were to speak on his own business. For the persons themselves who bring cases to us give us in general such instructions that you would not desire anything to be delivered in a plainer manner. But as soon as Fufius, or your equal in age, Pomponius, proceeds to plead those cases, I do not find them equally intelligible unless I give an extraordinarily degree of attention. Their speech is so confused and ill arranged that there is nothing first and nothing second. There is such a jumble of strange words that language which ought to throw a light upon things involves them in obscurity and darkness, and the speaker in what they say seem in a manner to contradict themselves. But if it is agreeable, since I think that these topics must appear troublesome and distasteful, at least to you of a more advanced age, let us proceed to other matters which may prove still more unsatisfactory. 14. You see, said Antonius, how inattentive we are and how unwillingly we listen to you when we might be induced, I judge for myself, to neglect all other concerns, to follow you and give you our attention. So elegant are your remarks upon unpleasing, so copious upon barren, so new upon common subjects. Those two parts, indeed, Antonius, continued Crassius, which I have just run over, are, or rather have almost passed by, that of speaking in pure Latin and with perspicuity, were easy to treat. Those which remain are important, intricate, diversified, weighty, on which depends all the admiration bestowed upon ability and all the praise given to eloquence, for nobody ever admired an orator for merely speaking good Latin. If he speaks otherwise, they ridicule him, and not only do not own shit. Hold on. And not only do not think of him an orator, but not even a man. Nor has any one ever extolled a speaker for merely speaking in such a manner that those who were present understood what he said, though every one has despised him who was not able to do so. Whom then do men regard with awe? What speaker do they behold with astonishment? At whom do they utter exclamations? Whom do they consider as a deity, if I may use the expression among mortals? Him who speaks distinctly, explicitly, copiously, and luminously, both as to matter and words, who produces in his language a sort of rhythm and harmony, who speaks, as I call it, gracefully. Those also who treat their subjects as the importance of things and persons requires are to be commended for that peculiar kind of merit, which I term aptitude and congruity. Antonius said that he had never seen any who spoke in such a manner, and observed that to such only was to be attributed the distinguishing title of eloquence. On my authority, therefore, deride and despise all those who imagine that from the precepts of such as are now called rhetoricians, they have gained all the powers of oratory, and have not yet been able to understand what character they hold or what they profess. For indeed, By an orator, everything that relates to human life, since that is the field on which his abilities are displayed and is the subject for his eloquence, should be examined, heard, read, discussed, handled, and considered, since eloquence is one of the most eminent virtues, and though all the virtues are in their nature equal and alike, yet one species is more beautiful and noble than another, as is this power which, comprehending a knowledge of things, expresses the thoughts and purpose of the mind in such a manner that it can impel the audience whithersoever it inclines its force. And the greater is its influence, the more necessary it is that it should be united with probity and eminent judgment. For if we bestow the faculty of eloquence upon persons destitute of these virtues, we shall not make them orators, but give arms to madmen.